Hello everyone, welcome, my name is Phoenix and this is the Consumer's Guide to Video Games. Black Myth, Wukong, 2024, Game Science. A third-person action RPG game, Black Myth Wukong allows the player to take control of an ape known only as the Destined One. Following the defeat of Sun Wukong at the hands of the Celestial Court, the Destined One is tasked with retrieving the 5 sacred seals that blessed Wukong's staff and housed his soul. On his journey westward, the Destined One must face trials and tribulations the likes of which he has never seen before, conquering the beasts that prevent the resurrection of Sun Wukong. This game had been buzzing around my radar since it was announced like a few years back, something like that. Now that the dust has settled on this, I think this game is really deserving of the praise it has been getting, although it is far from a perfect experience. Starting with the gameplay, Wukong is pretty much your typical Soulsborne game, but with a wuxia martial arts twist. Whereas games like Dark Souls, Sekiro, Elden Ring can be played with both blocking and dodging in mind, Wukong is designed primarily around dodging. As the Destined One, you have to bob and weave and leap around the map during intense combat encounters, timing your dodges perfectly and battering enemies with combos. You also have various magic powers to aid you on your journey as well, such as freezing enemies in place or summoning an army of clones. Otherwise, you're doing a lot of the grinding and leveling as in a Dark Souls or an Elden Ring, but maybe not as fleshed out as those games. The areas you explore in this game, though, are at least littered with secrets, and you will be occupied for a while grinding and exploring. The draw of a Soulsborne game, though, is its difficulty. With Wukong, I find that the difficulty of this game is rather inconsistent. At times, it will bring on the unrelenting onslaught that one of these games normally does. Bosses will pummel the shit out of you, and you have to learn and adapt in order to succeed. Bosses such as this fat-ass gold dude or a giant bird thing with a hand for a head absolutely kicked the living shit out of me, and it took me a while to nail them. As should be the case with most of these sorts of games, the final boss is a 4-stage barn burner, testing your every skill and reflexes, forcing you to pick your movements wisely. But other times, this game would be disappointingly easy. There was a giant wolf boss, the first real big boss of the game, and if I didn't get a little sloppy with it, I could have beat him first try. Wukong is honestly all over the place, as these piss-easy bosses will be followed up by one that is fucking relentlessly difficult. It's wildly inconsistent, as I said. Thankfully, despite its shortcomings in gameplay, the game is beautiful in other areas. This game is a visual feast. Running on Unreal Engine 5 and pushing my PS5 past its breaking point, I can simply only imagine how much more beautiful this game would look on a high-powered PC. The sheer level of realism and detail found in the environments is astounding. Water that flows like the lakes near where I live, lush forests and fields, villages full of personality, beautiful lighting, especially during the final boss. The setting sun made that battle feel so monumental. It is unbelievable what game science were able to do with this. Add to that, the character models combine that sleek realism with the imagination and fantasy style designs that come with a story such as this. These character models move and speak with such fluidity and are full of aesthetic personality. Giant tigers, the monkey people you play as, witches and demons of all varieties. You fight and encounter so many memorable beings in this world. But this game also sports some interesting artistic choices as well. In between levels are these music videos animated in various styles, telling these interesting short stories. Done in various anime styles, with one being done in stop motion. These music videos provide an incredible break from the action and are just visual feasts. After that, we get these beautiful oriental style paintings on the menu before each level, showing a portrait of the action we just played through. This is the sort of stuff that impresses me when it comes to a game. When studios are adding these artistic touches and unique styles to their product, giving them such vibrant personalities. Along with being a visual feast, the score for this game is absolutely beautiful. We have this grand orchestra playing bombastic Eastern-style compositions. The pounding drums and the booming horns will fill you with impending dread as you fight these bosses, but the compositions will swell to these triumphant crescendos that make you feel like a goddamn superhero. One piece that was interesting to me was the boss theme for this little red devil thing that turns into a bigger, scarier devil thing in the second stage of it. That theme was straight up fucking anime metal. Combining the orchestral score with these shredding guitars, this fight song was befitting the fiery volcano setting that it was taking place in. When you beat the game, at least the partial ending, I think, we get this Chinese opera song that makes us feel as if we had completed this grand fantasy epic. I didn't understand the lyrics at all, as I don't speak Mandarin or Cantonese, but I'm sure it was fitting. Writing-wise, this is essentially just Journey to the West. Full disclosure, I've not read Journey to the West yet, but I will at some point in time. Either way, that novel is essentially the original hero's journey. In this game, you are essentially taking part in this archetypal hero's journey. Traveling the lands, fighting monsters, growing as a person and as a warrior, yada yada yada, you get the point. The music videos in between essentially fill in some gaps and explore the themes of each chapter you just completed. Some of the music videos are clearer than others in how they connect to the narrative, but it's still decently structured in terms of what you are seeing when. At the end, in a very spiritual turn of events, after collecting the 5 relics that compose the spirit of Sun Wukong, you essentially have to fight yourself. Fighting this hollow visage of Wukong, you are more or less fighting your reflection and conquering whatever earthly desires you have left. Now, supposing you did everything, you would then be able to unlock the secret ending, which brings the story to a complete close. I did not do that, so I got an ending that sort of circles back to the beginning. That whole Buddhist reincarnation thing, having to do it all again until I learn my lesson and fully embrace nothingness or nirvana or whatever it is. I'm not quite an expert on Buddhism. I don't know. Since the Destined One is a mute, he is more or less a player vessel, so the slack is picked up by the characters surrounding him. I played this with the Chinese voice cast. I may check out the English cast another time, and the Chinese voice cast was just giving her. For what little screen time they got, Lin Qiang's performance as Sun Wukong was memorable. There was such an incredible personality and charisma brought to that character, and I was transfixed by him. Your little sidekick Ba Ji is voiced by Tang Zi Ji, and they nailed this role. That bellowing voice and snarky attitude was captivating, and he managed to show such a range, going from comedic relief to genuine emotion within the same stage. This voice cast really had such an immaculate energy and were clearly into this material. I'm not sure how the English actors stack up, but I'm sure they tried. Now, game science might be communist sock puppets, and I ain't a fan of communists, but these commies made a decent game. What can I say? Black Myth Wukong might not be at the level of other Souls-like games, but it's still a rewarding experience and will provide you with many hours of playtime beyond completing your first run-through. The game's combat is fast-paced and exhilarating at its most challenging, and it is an astoundingly beautiful game visually. The story is a fun spin on a cultural touchstone novel and is brought to life by some talented voice actors. If you not only want a fun and challenging gaming experience, but a rich fantasy world full of fun characters and exciting ideas, I say check this game out, as you will not be disappointed. Recommended. And I'm feeling an 8 to an 8.5 out of 10 on this one. Most likely it might just be an 8.5 once I complete the true ending of the game. Catch you later, guys.